All right, you're good.
Are we live yet?
Yeah.
Do we have any guests?
No, it's all you.
Oh, so apparently Tyler and Aaron were detained at the border. There's a visa issue, so I've been asked to step in today. This is Barry Everson. I'll be your host here live from Eceti. We have some amazing guests lined up. I don't know who they are, but we got quite a few of them here. I think they all have podcasts. Some of them may just be running behind me playing basketball. I'm not sure, but and there's going to be some guy named Gary here, and that is somebody a favor that they're not going to get. And you want
Barry.
You want to go?
I was hoping for the Cocoa Beach intro.
I don't have my baby.
Hey guys, how's it going? Let me actually check the chat really quick to make sure Barry was even live.
I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Barry, that was better. That was even better. That was even better.
He made up for not doing the.
All right. Sounds like we're good here. Okay. Looks like we're good. What's up, guys? We're not really going to be able to read the chat. So if you have any questions, better luck next time. So guys, it's been awesome this year. It's really every year we come to this conference, it's an entirely different energy, and it's a different I know it's just a different crowd every time. And this year it's been really calm. I would say it's like all these people are here, but it's, you know, there's always a different energy. It's just calm and relaxed. Everybody is just in their best. I can't think of the word.
Behavior.
No, they're their best version of themselves is what I'm looking for. Yeah. Here, it really brings it out, and it's just awesome to be around people and actually see them in the physical and be able to hug people and not be scared of them because they're not wearing a mask. I mean, because they're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
But we're going to bring some of the speakers on. And what do you want to tell people? Did you have any experiences or anything? Or no? You? Yeah, you. Before we bring somebody on.
I have not in the one day that we've been here. The Skywatch last night was.
Yeah, it was awesome. Actually, so what we did was we all held hands and got in a circle. We did a few ohms, and then Cameron, who's kind of emceeing the conference, did a prayer for us. And then right in the middle of that, there was a ship that came over and powered up right above the circle. James, you caught it on camera. You want to come in and tell us about it? Come on in. Yeah, if you want to, yeah, come sit down.
Tight.
Don't do it, Barry.
Yeah, I want to see that in slow motion.
Yeah, we gotta replay that.
You got that?
Slow motion.
Yeah, that was quite an entrance. So what are you doing?
You're good. No, I'm just.
Oh, okay. So anyway, last night, Cameron and company and Clark and his daughter and everybody else, I was talking to him and I was talking to him and I said, hey, why don't you guys do a meditation out there? You know, because last time they did it, worked out great. And calling the ship, so they go, yeah, we're gonna do it. So they went and they gathered everybody up, and they did this beautiful meditation, a heartfelt prayer, and they were doing oming and everything else. And then I think I caught this one, I'm not sure, but the first one, it looked like 4th of July, like this massive light ship came straight down like this. And some people say it was a meteor, whatever it could be, but it was huge. And it didn't act like one. It just came straight down and it was massive. And then right when they were right in the middle of doing the Om and everything else, one came cruising in from the south, came right over the house, and right above us, it powered up and it just went boom and just exploded.
Wow.
Lit the sky up, and I got it all on film. So I'm pretty sure I got the first one. I know I got the second one, definitely.
Yeah. So what's the conference like for you this year?
You know, my favorite thing about the conference is Tuesday. No, I'm just kidding. It's rough putting on a conference like this with this many people, and we have some amazing help this year, volunteers and the staff, and they're doing an awesome job.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, I love hanging out with everybody, meeting everybody and everything else, but I'm kind of a semi-hermit, so I like sitting on the river and just hanging out.
Everyone's like,
Yeah.
where's James?
Yeah, you only get a few words in with James, and you turn around too long, and he's gone. Yeah, that's the only way out sometimes. Yeah, well, thanks for coming on. We're gonna try and get some of the other speakers on here. So
Yeah, thank you.
yeah,
You guys add a lot to the conference. Thanks for coming.
thank you, James. Kate, since you just spoke, you can come over and tell us how that was.
I don't know if I can do this.
So Kate just got done presenting,
Yeah.
and it was amazing. She switched it up last minute and kind of got into the nitty gritty stuff that she really doesn't speak about publicly very often, but it's the stuff that we all need to hear right now. We're all going through something personal, and you touched on how this is really a spiritual war. And it resonated with a lot of people, and you gave us tools. You gave us all tools with things that we can do actually to get through it. And it doesn't have to be bad right now. And it's how we respond to these events or these experiences is what, how we live our life. So
Right.
you can get into some of that if you'd like,
I
and
know,
let
I
us.
wanted to bang up Jaw. He just did my presentation.
How are you enjoying the conference? Have you, you skipped the Skywatch last night? Well, just tell us how it is.
Why don't you just tell everybody everything?
He's gonna do everything for you.
So I went to sleep early last night because I am an old lady and I was really tired and I wanted to be well rested for today. But I'm now done with pretty much everything. So I get to just experience Eceti now, which is really exciting. I'm going to do Skywatch tonight. As far as my presentation, I did touch on some of the weird things that have happened to me the last couple of years, which I don't really talk about publicly, but this is the place to talk about it. And these are the people that are really receptive to hearing it. Most of these people have had experiences themselves. We're all kind of coming together and sharing these. Every person you talk to here has had some kind of really cool, interesting, paranormal, I would call it, extra dimensional, whatever experience. And so this is something that bonds us because we're all weird together.
Yeah,
Right, Aaron?
that's true.
I'm going to check the volume on this. Hello. How can you guys let us know, how do we sound through this microphone, please?
Oh, it went up there.
Okay, so I think we're as loud as we can go here. Okay, anyway, I totally didn't hear anything you said because I was trying to figure out this audio thing. So can you repeat that, please? No. Yeah.
I already forgot.
No, I'm excited. We're gonna get in some cool sky watches this weekend. I know we're gonna have some awesome experiences. Every year I've been out here, like Sasquatch. Yeah. So I'm waiting. The first night yesterday we just all landed and we were tired. So I'm really looking forward to tonight.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring on someone else. I don't know who yet. Abby, do you want to come and say hi? So guys, Abby Lynn spoke at what's it called? Florida, Cocoa Beach. Yeah. The Starseed Adventures. Yeah. And it was your first time speaking. And it was amazing. You kicked off the whole conference, and this time you're ending the conference. So it's a really cool dynamic. But I'm really looking forward to your presentation. And you want to give us a little preview of what that's going to look like, or no?
I can give a small little dip.
Okay.
There's a lot of people here listening, and so I don't want to give.
Oh,
I don't wanna-
sure. Never mind.
I don't wanna
You-
give-
Next question. Did you see anything in the sky last night?
Well, no, I will. So the topic for my presentation is bridging the dimensions,
Mhm.
and I'm planning on opening up about most of us when we all come and gather at these conferences. It feels so great because the energy is amazing, but then we all fly home
Oh,
and
look at this. We got
we're seeing sightings.
live stream bombing.
There are sightings.
I'm gonna really quick. I'm gonna try something with this volume.
Okay.
Okay, guys, how do we sound now without the microphone, just using the computer speaker? Can you hear us okay? Can you give us a 5-5 or give us some feedback, please? We'll see. There's a 20-second.
Testing.
There's a 20.
Testing. There's a testing. I can.
No, it's
Well, he
it's
unplugged it. He
I'm
You
unplugged it.
can just pretend to use the
People
microphone,
keep
yeah.
saying it's
Okay.
very
It
low,
looks
so
okay.
I'm trying.
I can project louder. Does that work?
Well,
This
wait,
is what happens when we try
we're getting
to
some
try to be
feedback.
professional.
Okay.
Like these ants
We
are,
can't do it.
It's all an illusion.
It's all an
professional.
illusion.
they said way better. Okay, you
Way
don't
better?
need that. Yeah, you
Okay.
don't need
All
that.
right. Okay.
Sorry about that. You just have to turn it up next time you watch the replay.
I can project.
Okay. No, it's good. It sounds better. They said.
When we all come and gather at these conferences, it's really great because we finally feel and we're around our soul family and the energy is amazing, but then we all go home and it's like we feel alone again. So I kind of want to talk about kicking off the presentation about the aloneness. And one of my guides came through and they said aloneness is the cruelest illusion of this dimension that we are in, this third dimension that we are in. And I actually had a message from my Arcturians about that. But really my presentation is I want everyone to hear from them. And so it's a lot of a series of channeled messages that I've received from them. So
Yeah.
to bring them and and that is bridging the dimensions. And for my work, I'm just a doorway. And so I'm just bringing their words and their views and their thoughts forward. So,
That's
yeah.
beautiful. Thank you. We're looking forward to
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What about, did you see anything?
Yes, last night I only stayed out for an hour because like Kate, I'm an older woman and I need my sleep and it was a long day of travel. So I stayed out for an hour, but it really is truly the amount of activity that is here. You guys, I do sky watches at home with my friends and we're lucky to get maybe 6 or 7 in the evening. But last night at one point, I didn't know where to look because they were everywhere. I mean, there were two over in the west and one zooming in over in the south. So it really is, it's incredible.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. No, we saw some, I mean, it was super active last night and it's
Yeah.
not even the best night that I've
I
seen.
know,
So I'm
I
looking
know.
forward to it.
And you were speaking about it earlier in the podcast, and I want to reiterate the immense feeling of calmness that is here. I was really nervous when I saw that I wasn't speaking to the last day because
Mhm.
at first I'm like, that just gives me 4 days to get really nervous. Like each day it's going to get more and more nervous. But already, first day here, I'm completely calm. Everything is just going to be what it needs to be. And knowing that we're all surrounded by our soul family. And so it's going to be great.
Yeah,
Nice.
thank you so much. Yeah, we're
Absolutely.
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can't
Um,
wait.
Irene, did you want to come on and say something? I know you had a story to share. Um,
I do. I have a good.
so guys, this is Irene Ingalls. She was on the show a few months back. And she's just sound healing, and she's going to be doing a sound healing ceremony tonight, actually. And I was talking to her earlier, and you have a story you want to share, apparently.
I do. I have, this is a magical land, as you all know. And I had the opportunity to come a week ago with 2 of my best girlfriends, and we were here camping for 4 days. And after a couple days, I was able to notice as you walk around the land, besides all the sky activity and the mountain lights and everything going off, that I was able to hear a song that for me sounded like singing bowls. That's how I hear tones. But it was repetitive. It went over and over, and I heard it all day long. And the first thing I wanted to do when I came back is to listen for that sound of the land. But I really feel that as long as we are here, the longer we're here and we tune into the land, we start to hear the sounds around us as songs. So this land sings. And I just hadn't heard that
Well, it's true.
It's amazing.
before.
Yeah.
It's very true. And I think the ancient civilizations were totally aware of that. And that's how they based that's what they based their technology off of. They understood those frequencies, and the earth resonates in different, and there's a place in Africa where they actually built the structures to the cymatic pattern of the frequency.
Okay.
Yep.
So they were tapping into this stuff way before we were. And yeah, it is a song, it's beautiful.
It is. So for everybody who has not come yet, when you come, tune into the land where you are. All it takes is really just dropping in, being at peace, and listening with an open heart. So just wanted to share that. And I'm excited to do the sound meditation tonight because this group of people and this land it's just out of, it's just out of words. It's something you can't even explain. And to go back outside after we play and we meditate together as a large group, amazing things happen. So
yeah, last year when you were doing your singing bowls, I had a blast off. I just I was meditating and I went somewhere else entirely. It was that I honestly has never happened to me before in a typical meditation, but whatever was going on, I forgot the message even at this point. But at that time, it was profound for me. But yeah, it's powerful stuff.
Sound is powerful.
Yeah.
So yay for us and humans and the magic of sound, the power of sound.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
We'll do Alara. You want to hop on here? I need to try and fix this. Okay, that's better.
What's up, friends?
I keep wanting to grab that microphone. So Alara is one of those people like Aaron's. She's hard to find sometimes when we're at these conferences. Yeah, it's like where's Waldo? But she's in a room working on her presentation for the most part, and it's your first time presenting.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to it. I know you're putting a lot of work into this. So are you having a good time? And what are you talking about?
Yeah, I love being here. This place is great. Hi, everybody. Yeah, so I'm going to be talking about how science is beginning to prove that we have a creator, beginning to prove intelligent design. So it's just doing Space Force News. You know, I come across a lot of this information, and you know, I have like that experience where to understand that kind of on a spiritual level and have that interconnectedness that I experience, that I've talked about sometimes, but then to actually find like sauce to back it up is super cool. And so I thought I really felt called to share that with everybody,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So
I think Aaron
That's
will
amazing.
be. That's a lot of stuff. I mean, he reads all day long, and he's always
That's
reading.
not true.
No, but I
Read a
mean,
lot,
in a
though.
good way.
Yeah.
In a good way. No, but I look at your books and you read material like that, stuff I don't really get into. So I'm excited about that. And I don't know where I was going with that, but
well,
yeah. What about last night at the Skywatch? Did you have anything that stood out to you?
Yeah, I was on laser pointer duty with James, and there was all kinds of activity. What was super cool was what we were talking about this morning when that ship that everybody was doing a meditation outside, and they were doing the Om, and they did that a few times and some prayers and stuff. And a ship came over and it like flashed right above everybody on the field, which is cool because normally you'll see the ships, they power up, they interact, but this one came like right over top of them. It was
Yeah.
wild, and it did something really kind of extraordinary.
Is that when everybody went, whoa, that
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
I
It happened twice.
I totally missed it though. I looked up and like I guess I didn't see it, or maybe it just didn't happen for me because I didn't see it. But
Right.
no, it was it's always cool because when we're just hanging out and you hear everybody cheering, like
Mhm.
it's almost like the equivalent
that
of
one.
watching like a sports game, you know, and then somebody just scored, and that's like the 5D version of
It's the
watching
5D
sports.
version.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a power up is like when somebody scores. Yeah. So thank you. I was
Yeah,
looking
no
forward to all
problem.
that.
Yeah, you got a lot of
Yeah.
people to talk to. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
And bye, everybody. See you soon.
Laura, you want to come on? You guys might recognize Laura Van Tyne from, well, Eceti last year, our podcast.
And the Karmic Path.
Karmic
Yeah.
Path. Well, I was getting there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that.
So yeah, we had a really interesting conversation last night.
We did.
Yeah, we were talking about the spiritual war and these entities, these negative entities, and what they're capable of and how they're using us and why it's so important. This is what you do.
This
Why-
is
why
this
it's
is
so
what I do.
important.
So we need to rethink what the fourth dimension is and those beings are in that fourth dimension. We need to rethink it. We need to look at things and do business differently. We need to be innovative and creative because they infiltrate us all the time. And in my book, Soul Tribe, Navigating the Spiritual War, I talk about how they infiltrate us and what we can do to prevent that. And we had a lot of good conversations last night.
Yeah, and you were even able to help some people. So
Yeah.
it's a powerful thing right now, and what you're doing is crucial. It's needed, and I know I'm going to be setting something up.
I am so
Yeah.
excited about that. It'll be
Are
good.
you?
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
kind of nervous.
Oh, no, it's all good. So what I do when I work with a client is we have a journey together. So that way you get to see with your own eyes what's happening, and we remove all of those entities and attachments. And they may not necessarily be yours. They may be attached to something that's attached to you. It gets kind of complicated.
Yeah, it is very complicated, and just experiencing it myself, I know. There's so many layers to it, but thank you for doing that. We're
Thank
looking
you.
forward to your presentation, which is when?
It is Saturday morning at 9:15. I'm super
Okay.
excited. So thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Can't
And
wait.
you're so chatty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Chime in.
I-
Hey, you can introduce Trisha, Aaron.
All right,
Oh, okay.
you're on cue. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Yes. Trisha, come on down.
Hello.
Hello. What's up?
What's
How you
up?
doing?
Doing good.
You guys know her, Trisha from 90 Degree Turns.
Trisha Margus.
Trisha Margus. Yeah, sorry. So you started your channel off. I guess it kind of the birth of it was here at Eceti, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's
And it blossomed into you speaking here last year, and you're speaking here again.
Mhm.
And you've spoken at some conferences and since then, and you're doing some amazing work. I don't know, when you're in alignment, these opportunities are presented to you, you know, and
Yeah.
you find yourself doing this stuff, and it's turning out to be like it's not even so much about the show. It's just about your message. That's, you know, and what you have to say is actually very needed right now. I know you get into a lot of esoteric stuff and then like sacred geometry and stuff like that.
Yeah. A lot of my presentation last year was focused on like the microcosm within us and how it impacts the macrocosm or reality that we perceive. This year, though, I'm going to be diving more into more grounded things like advertising, right? My
Yeah.
background is in advertising, so I'm going to look into why advertising works, the psychological tactics they're using, and essentially knowing what they're doing now, how can we use that information to bend our own reality.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
yeah, I'm
That's really
excited
good.
about it.
Nice.
Don't you like how there's 50 trees right there and the sun is coming through that
It's just
one
that-
Yeah.
little hole? Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. And you're
No.
absolutely right with that when you do things that align to your path, like doors just open
Mhm.
and you don't really have to like work hard. Not that you don't work hard, but the opportunities just show
it
up.
flows.
It flows.
Yeah.
It's like
it totally
everything's in
does.
alignment and things just show up. So I mean, you guys are doing great with your podcast. and
Thank you. Thank
There's
you.
a lot
Great.
of success there, you know, and
With your show as well.
thank you.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
always fun to have like
Well,
comments
and they always say that like if you're doing what you're meant to do, it doesn't feel like work, even though
Yeah.
like it is a lot of work if you have to define it, but it's not
it's
because of the way you
not.
feel about it.
Mhm.
yeah.
And
It's all comes from
If you're
here.
Yeah.
if you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong.
Yes,
basically.
yeah, yeah.
That's a really
Basically, the
simple way
point
to look
is to not dread Mondays anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the goal.
yeah. That sun is blinding me.
Mhm.
Well, thank you for coming on. Well, wait, do we have any of the other speakers around here to come on? If not, we can just keep chatting if you want. It's
chat.
okay. I whatever. I don't see. Oh, Lala's right
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Lala, do you want to come on? She's going to be playing some music for us.
Yeah.
The sun is
Get over
so
here,
bright,
Lala.
I can't even see.
It really is right on
Yeah.
it too. Well, thank you guys for having
Yeah.
me.
Hiding right in front of us.
Not exactly camera worthy right now.
Oh, come on.
I'm operating off of 2 hours of sleep. So,
Well,
but I'm here.
yeah,
I made it.
You just got here a few
Yeah.
hours ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like a couple hours ago.
And you're going to be performing tomorrow?
Saturday.
Saturday
Yeah.
night.
So Saturday night, I've got an hour at the end of the evening. So I'll be performing some songs and hopefully not talking too much.
No, but hey, if you have something to say,
Well,
this
what
is the
I'm
place
gonna-
to do it.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Just do a whole
gonna. I
presentation
definitely
right
have
before you-
something
yeah.
to say, but I say a lot of that through my music. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna talk about some of the stories behind the songs, because that's kind of what we Nashville songwriters do, and people tend to like to hear about that. So,
Yeah. Well, anytime I used to watch like VH1 Behind the Music,
uh-huh.
and they'd break down a song that you already knew,
Yeah.
it makes that song like 10 times better.
Yeah.
Because you know the backstory and it actually has more meaning, and that energy comes through the song the next time you hear it. So it's actually important to
Yeah,
do.
it's more interesting that
Yeah.
way. It's fun sometimes though, with one of the cool things about songwriting in a song is that it can sometimes be interpreted different ways. And,
Mhm.
so sometimes a song will have a completely different meaning to someone else than what you intended for it, but that's the beauty of it. So,
That's absolutely. And
Exactly.
and sometimes you'll sing the lyrics wrong for years before you realize that you
Yeah.
sang
Yeah.
it wrong.
I've done that.
And then it
Yes.
changes the whole meaning of the song
So,
again. You're like,
okay,
"Oh,
one of
wait,
my best,
they said life, not lie. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
one of my best messed
That's so
up
much better.
lyrics was, Remember that song Jungle Love?
Oh yeah.
So I thought it was Chug-a-Lug, the strawberry man is making me crazy. And if you
Chug-a-lug.
listen to it now, it sounds like that. Chug-a-lug, the strawberry man, he's making me crazy.
That's funny.
Nice.
I forgot there
That's
was one
amazing.
song I did that with. I don't remember though. So
There's so many. Oh my
end of
gosh.
story. Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to hearing you perform any new
Thank you.
songs.
Yeah, I've got a new one that I just wrote last week. And I went in and did a piano vocal demo. And I've got the piano tracks that I'm going to sing to. And it's, it was basically a download.
Oh wow.
So I'm really excited to share it.
Nice.
I'll debut it here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
And where can people find your music? If they
Oh,
wanna
I
follow
am
you?
all over the socials. I'm except for Twitter, they took me down.
Join the club.
Yeah, I am on Facebook and Insta at Lala Deaton Music, and I've got a personal page on Facebook too that I'm on, probably more than the music page, just Lala Beth Deaton. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
that's great, guys. Her Christmas album is amazing.
It is.
It really
Thank
is.
you.
It brings you back in time. It's like a very Frank Sinatra style.
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
it's a big band, throwback to the 1940s. All the songs are original. I wrote or co-wrote all of them, and it's just kind of it's supposed to be a throwback to that time, that era.
Yeah.
So-
Well, it's honestly
Yeah,
great.
it's
It
really
like
good.
makes you. It brought me back to like it brought back the excitement of that Christmas like feeling. You know, when you were a kid, before
Yeah.
when you were just ignorant to everything. You
Yes.
It reminds me
Yeah.
of that. You know.
Where
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
That's what I love.
Yeah. When Christmas was still Christmas. you know?
yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we're looking forward to it. Thank you. I can't wait to hear it. Can't wait to hear your new song. I mean,
Thank you.
and thank you for
I
coming
can't
on.
wait to play it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah,
Yay.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I guess it's you and I, Aaron.
Yeah.
So we can elaborate. So guys, we talked about on last episode how Aaron is actually moving away to Portland, and we're gonna still do the podcast, but we're gonna be in separate locations.
I'm not leaving the podcast. I saw some comments. We're just going to be in separate locations. So we're going to do it long distance.
yeah.
Still.
And he's moving for a girl, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
No, but
Yep. I'm doing that thing.
hey, I would be doing the same thing if I were you. You know
I'm
what?
doing the move for a girl.
Yeah. No, it's one of those relationships where it actually makes me realize that twin flame might be a real thing. Because
Nice.
it's just we don't see that very much anymore. So I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
And I know you have to move on out there, and I'd be doing the same thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm really excited. I'm going to miss you, obviously.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird
It's going
going
to be
back
weird.
to.
Yeah.
Well, we started in
But
separate screens.
we started
Yeah.
separate, and then I moved back to St. Louis, and now I'm moving again. So
Yeah.
we're going back to how we started.
Yeah, but we're not going to miss a beat. We have some good stuff lined up. I mean, as soon as we get home, we already have another episode scheduled. So,
Mhm.
and then so we'll be doing one more back at home together, and then after that, we'll figure it out from there. So we're not going anywhere. And we're going to be speaking. Don't forget, guys, we're going to be speaking next weekend at the Sedona, the Great Family of Light Gathering in Sedona, and we're going to be getting into this disclosure bullshit.
Yeah.
What is disclosure, right?
Yeah.
What are you gonna be? I know you've been putting together your. We're gonna be speaking on. We're splitting the time, but we're the same topic basically.
Yeah. Just disclosure and kind of contrasting the mainstream kind of the narrative we see, and then like what people think disclosure is with what I believe disclosure really is, which is like disclosure is like an individual process. It's each one of us, every time we awaken or have an experience or wake up to any kind of truth or step into our sovereignty or whatever, that's a disclosure moment.
Yeah.
So there's no like one blanket disclosure, like oh, disclosure happened and now we all know the truth,
Yeah.
But there's so many layers to
That's actually
reality that
I'm
you're
actually-
constantly having disclosure, and it's an individual process.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna go back to the drawing board with mine. after that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have
no,
to.
I'm just gonna talk about how I'm sick of the mainstream UFO disclosure. That's all we hear.
Yeah.
That's all we hear anymore.
I mean, it's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
They're bringing us back to square one. Like we don't know all this stuff. That is actually, after researching this presentation, I realized this stuff is still on Google. Like you can find stuff, facts, events, dates, things that
Yeah.
happened that we know.
They're-
Unclassified documents.
They're just ignoring the last 80 years of ufology and declassified documents and
Yeah.
things that are like facts, basically, that they're just pretending don't exist.
It's all right there, and then they're still bringing up the weather balloon in this new
Yeah.
report. We don't know, maybe not, but what it actually is, like I said in the last show, it makes a lot of sense. They're trying to find a way to disclose this stuff without blackmailing themselves, because they all have blood on their hands, and there's a lot of people have died because of this UFO cover up. And not only so whenever, basically the feeling I'm getting is everyone's afraid to be the person to do it because spotlight is on you, and these people are involved.
Yeah.
And they're involved in treason.
Yeah. Well, and think about it, like the whole reason they've been covering it up for so long is because it would take down true disclosure would like destroy them.
Yeah.
Right. And it would reveal that, hey, they're here and we have all this technology that we don't need gas, coal, and oil. We don't need to pay to live, like all these things that would.
Yeah.
So not just them, but all these massive industries that, they're profiting from and they're working with. And two, that, the cabal, it would reveal that, like full disclosure, obviously.
Yeah.
And they're not going to expose themselves with all that.
Well, they would have to, if they came forward and told us this was real, they have to tell you that they've been lying to you the whole time.
So the only thing they can even do, or they will ever do, is partial disclosure. But they're even trying to do partial disclosure while saying it's a threat and making everyone afraid of it. So that will also serve.
And there's a
their
big
agendas.
thing, plausible deniability.
Yeah.
So what
also
they're doing is they're putting out these reports where they don't know one way or the other. They're just like leaving it up in the air. It's an open-ended question, basically, because what it does is it takes the eye off of the military. So now when this stuff does come forward and we find out about it, they're going to say, oh, we had no idea. This way they can't be held accountable. This must have been from some Lockheed Martin black budget program.
Yeah.
And they're going to put it on somebody else, and they don't care.
The scapegoat.
They don't care what they do to these other people. They're just like, deflecting.
Yeah.
That's what we're seeing right now.
But the great news is it's not going to work. Everything's going to come out, whether they like it or not. The awakening's happening, whether they like it or not. And nothing can stop what's coming. I mean, that's it.
I saw a guy wearing a Q drop on a shirt, on a sweater here. I was like, that's the first time I've seen that one.
Nice.
There's nothing can stop what's coming. Yeah.
I haven't even seen that.
No,
That's
it's
awesome.
pretty cool. But you're right. We're going into a time where we can only, there's no going back at this point. They're trying to, but we know
They're trying to shove the toothpaste back in the tube. Basically.
Yeah. They
Can't
are.
do it.
They are. And they're clinging on to some scraps right now. They don't have much, but let them. It's like giving a kid a phone at this point. Just like, here you go, go do your thing, and while we do this, and that's what the alliance is basically doing with the deep state.
But unfortunately, there is real things going on with like the vaccine, for example. They're really pushing that hard, obviously. So, but that's on it's your own free will whether you're going to get that or not.
Yeah.
But they're trying to make it to where you won't be able to participate in society unless you get this vaccine.
Yeah, exactly.
They're trying really, really hard to do that, but I truly believe that's never going to work, because I do think the good guys are in control right now. I do think we're getting help from our ET friends, and they're kind of making sure nothing's going to go off the rails, and like they've done what they can, but then we got to clean up our own mess still. So that's kind of what we're seeing play out right now.
I agree 100%.
But there's not going to be like these forced vaccinations where people are fearing like we're all going to be, have no choice. Basically.
Well, you have to keep in mind, like that's what they want. That's all
what they want.
That's all fear.
It's all
they want to
fear.
put that fear into you. So, they keep you in control. But guys, I was looking for him earlier. Ken Rolla is here, and he's going to come on and say a few things. His episode was the first episode we've actually ever had removed from our channel.
Speaking of,
so if the live stream cuts right now, you know why.
Yeah, that's not unusual. I've heard several people tell me that.
Yeah, we had we had him on the show. What episode, Aaron? Do you remember?
It was a couple months ago
Yeah.
or so. I don't remember the episode number.
But it's not on YouTube. It's actually on Rumble because YouTube swiped it before it could even premiere.
Before it even premiered,
Yeah.
they deleted it.
And
Yeah.
medical misinformation.
That's what they cited it as.
I like how we're like calling out YouTube on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah, I love it.
So Ken's gonna be speaking on some great stuff. And how have you been enjoying your time?
Oh man, I always love. It's like coming back to family here.
Yeah.
So I always love coming in.
So yeah,
It is.
you got in last night and you were able to be out here for some of the Skywatch. What have been like your best experiences out here as far as like actually seeing something that might have been profound to you?
On this trip?
No, on just at the ranch in general.
Well, it's interesting because I was telling somebody just a little while ago, I haven't seen that. I mean, there's tons of, these lights in the sky moving around and responding to the lasers and all that kind of stuff. So I've seen lots and lots of that. But like flying saucers and things like that in my lifetime, I haven't seen many UFOs or flying saucers, but I've seen ETs. I've encountered ETs. So it's kind of weird in that way. But as far as here, and honestly, after watching the skies for a while, that doesn't interest me as much as the people here.
That's true.
The people are much more interesting to me. So I go around talking to the people, and it's just mind blowing. Some of the stuff that some of these people have done and experienced. It's just like I was talking to an Air Force lieutenant colonel.
Yeah.
Who discovered that he was in the secret space program and he's had all these adventures with ETs and stuff that was just mind blowing.
He's here?
Yeah.
Well, where is he at?
Yeah,
you have to introduce us.
Yeah,
Yeah, get him on the
he's
show.
around. but so yeah, that's the kind of stuff I dig. I've had so many crazy experiences myself that I'm just more interested in the human aspect of things.
That's a good. I like that take.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
So, but coming to an event like this, it reminds me of years ago, about 30 years ago, I lived in North Carolina and I was hanging out with this group, Barbara Marciniak, who is a trans channel.
Yeah, she's
channel,
amazing.
all this creating stuff. And so I came across her serendipitously, which is always the way it works. And she just happened to be local near me. And so I started going to her channelings, her local channelings, and met this amazing group of people. And this is what it reminds me of. They were very much like family. It's what I call spirit family. And so we would get together and have all these crazy experiences and have all kinds of downloads from Barbara's channelings and stuff, and just phenomenal stuff. I mean, actually the farm where she used to channel is where I saw these reptilian ETs.
Oh yeah.
So
that was a great story.
That was a crazy story.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing.
So coming here reminds me of that. It's like when I first showed up here the first time several years ago, it was like, oh my gosh, this is just like those days.
Nice.
It's the same kind of people, the same vibe. It's like coming home after being gone for 20 years. So I love coming here.
That's it. When my dad was here last year, he said, he's like, this, I feel like this is like the 70s.
Yeah.
He's like, this is like the hippie vibe, I guess.
Yeah.
Because everybody is just so accepting of everyone.
Exactly.
There's no judgment here, and everybody's just able to be themselves freely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And something else I love about coming to these events, it's like meeting you guys, is that we get exposed to so much divide and conquer at every level in every way, over race, religion, income levels, gender, age. And I love seeing all these young people, switched on young people and older people, everybody of every age here getting along and communicating and sharing and educating each other, because we're being steered away from that. We're being steered to, the millennial versus boomer thing, all of that nonsense. So the younger generation doesn't get to learn what the older generation has learned over a lifetime. And the older generation doesn't get to learn the new innovative things that the young people are coming out with.
Yeah.
So getting together with all these different people of different ages, to me, is very rewarding from that standpoint. It's like, plus young people make older people feel young again. It's like, when you've been around a long time on the planet.
Well, I hope it's working.
Oh yeah, man. I love hanging out with all these young people, because they I mean, I'm actually less mature than the young people that work in my company. It's funny, like the people in their 20s.
Oh, so
I'm
you're
like,
like James.
yeah, I'm goofing around with them. I said, I'm goofing around with them, but you know, they're like shocked. It's like this stuff's coming out of this old guy, but so they're I would say they're much more mature than me, but that's why I enjoy hanging out with younger people, because I get to be a kid, you know. I
Yeah.
get to act
That's
goofy.
something that we're all forgetting to do right now. You know, we're not all forgetting to do that, but we get to moments where like we forget to have fun.
Mhm.
I know for me, I started taking things so seriously.
Mhm.
And I mean, just one day I was thinking about, I was like, man, when's the last time I've like really laughed or had fun?
Yeah.
And I really put things into perspective for me.
Mhm.
We gotta stay balanced somehow. So it's great to always have that within you.
That's it. You know,
Yeah.
I grew up in the South, in North Carolina and other states, and I grew up talking trash as an art form. You know, I mean, it really is.
Yeah,
I
it
mean, it's a
is.
sport.
So
I grew
true.
up like, really, I'm not kidding. Like when I from first grade through third grade, I went to a Lily White elementary school, and then fourth grade through high school graduation, I went to 90% African American schools.
Wow.
And the
Yeah.
black kids, they know how to have a good time and talk trash. And
Oh,
we would stand in line every day waiting in lunch for the lunch line, talking about each other's moms and just talking trash. And I
Yo
could,
mama jokes.
yeah, and I could knock them down because I had a vocabulary. So I would be like saying all
Yes.
kinds of crazy stuff
Yes.
and having a good old time. So I love doing that even now. You know, it's like I love talking trash. And so
Yeah.
you know, a lot of times very politically incorrect stuff too with my staff and my friends, you know. So we get together and hang out and do that kind of thing. But we've got to do that. We got to laugh. We got to have fun.
Oh, it's so important.
Especially in
So
spite of the COVID nonsense.
Oh yeah.
When all these lockdowns and mass stuff was going on, I made it a point of having more parties and more get-togethers at my house, and
Nice.
you know, inviting all these people. We'd have these big parties and just have a good old time.
I thought you couldn't have more than 7 people.
I don't know what it was. I don't care what it was. You know, I mean, my
Yeah.
whole life I've been breaking the law. I mean,
Yeah.
look, you know, it's like you're saying, you know,
Yeah.
I'm blacklisted online, so who cares? You know?
Yeah, I know.
It's like,
They said at Thanksgiving
Sorry.
you couldn't have more than, was that what it was?
Yeah,
7 or
I
something?
forgot how many.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
it's
what are
so
they going to do?
ridiculous.
Send
Yeah,
the
you're gonna-
COVID police and count the
You got
people
8
in my
people in your
house?
house.
Yeah.
they're gonna
Plus,
come arrest
you know, spirit tricks all the time happen in my life. So like my next door neighbor is this, I'll put it nicely. He's a gun aficionado.
Okay.
And he's got signs all
Nice.
over his property: "Do not enter, or I will shoot you. I will kill you." Stuff like
Yeah.
that. So he's like the mad dog at the gate.
So the
So,
vaccine guy is going to get shot.
well, yeah, I mean,
Basically.
seriously, like the meter,
Like you said.
the tax assessor's office and the meter readers, they won't even come on our property because they're afraid of his signs. So it's like nobody would dare
Nice.
come on my property and do it. So I'm always, this is what I find, I'm always protected wherever I go. I meet angels of all kinds everywhere that, you know, help me
Mhm.
out when I need it and stuff. So I just trust in that. And I have a good time, you know?
Yeah, and I think it's because of that personality is why you're developing the stuff you are and working on the stuff you are, because they're helping you. There's no
absolutely, yeah.
doubt in my mind
Yeah.
that some of these ideas,
absolutely.
come through them.
Oh, absolutely. When I encounter these reptilians physically, it was up in North Carolina, and for a few years I'd been getting all these downloads, which I just thought was I was having a game with myself in my head. But now looking back on it all, I realized they were telling me all this stuff about physics and the nature of energy and matter and all these things that now I'm using to develop technologies to help humanity.
Yeah,
So yeah, no question. My
Yeah.
whole life I've gotten downloads like that.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
That's
That's
amazing.
awesome. Well, when are you speaking?
Sunday morning at 9:15.
Sunday morning. All these morning presentations.
Yeah,
Get up, eat
bright and
breakfast, and
Yeah.
go learn.
Yeah.
Go learn
Go
some stuff.
learn.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to it, man. Thanks for coming on and,
Oh, my pleasure.
and doing this.
Yes.
We're gonna get one last person on before we
Okay.
go get some food. So,
All right.
All right.
Ryan,
See y'all.
you want to come on over, brother?
Sure, I guess so.
So some of you guys know Ryan from our Cloaked Unseen World.
Yeah, this is our cloaked unseen
the-
world. in the
Ryan,
chat.
Ryan, aka Tesla quote.
Tesla quote.
Yeah.
Man.
He's been doing some great research on Nikola Tesla and 369, and I'll let you get into some of that. But you've been on a few shows now. You've done a few. I don't know what.
Yeah, I was been on the Charlie Ward show. My video on BitChute has 70,000 views.
Wow.
Then,
That's
yeah, it's
awesome,
on
man.
BitChute, and he has his own. I don't know how many he has on his. His subscriber on his website's probably got even more.
Yeah.
But recently I actually have connected. I won't say the name, not to be named, drops that people talk about. If you go to drop number 17, I've actually connected it directly to Nikola Tesla in several different ways.
Okay, cool.
Really?
And I would read. I can read it if you want.
Yeah,
I don't know if we could do that here though.
well,
with
you
that.
can,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I want to
Let's-
I want to remind you guys. The guy, when I've talked about the guy who has figured out that the water tower and the Tesla tower is basically the same patent.
Yeah.
Can you
that's
can
me.
you get into that?
Yeah, we can get. Let's talk about that. That's what the other things is a lot more connected with that. But yeah, so if you go to, you can check it yourself. Go to TeslaUniverse.com. Look up our article. It's called the Longitudinal Wave, and then it shows you a depiction of a you can see the specs. Like it shows you the drawing of a Tesla tower,
Like a blueprint.
like
yeah.
a blueprint design. And then you go to the designs of water patent design on Google
tower.
for water
Water
tower.
Yeah.
On you Google both, and you compare both of them. And then there's actually a quote that he has for the water tower.
What did I say? Tesla quote.
No, I mean, no, but
I know.
this quote, I don't even know where it is. I
Well,
think I have know where it is.
what do you think about
But
the potential that
But they look identical.
yeah,
They're
they
almost
are.
identical.
They are identical,
Yeah,
and
the
it's just obvious. Yes, and a patent can do more than one thing, and may do something with the water system as well. But he even has another quote that says he has a patent that or something device he made that does more than one, like of many things.
Yeah.
Like it says,
It has a multiple purpose.
Yeah.
So what do you think? So let's just pretend that a water tower is doubling as a Tesla tower. Do you think that they've had free energy this entire time, but they're just running it through our power lines and then collecting money, and it costs them nothing?
Yeah, and I think they actually make our devices that they have to actually be plugged into certain sockets in order to accept the free energy.
Yeah.
And then they're like posing these water dams as hydropower electric dams, and I think that they're doing a different purpose.
Yeah.
They're doing something else.
You'd think it would get more and more sophisticated.
Yeah.
But it's actually a really interesting theory, and it's kind of mind blowing if it's true. And when you compared the two drawings, they're identical.
Yeah.
And there's certain things on that water tower that are on the Tesla tower that don't make sense why they're on the water tower drawing, unless it had another purpose.
It even says that if you read down, it has like a drop down on the water patent, and it says electrical something or other. And then there's you could talk to a guy who installs these things, and he'll tell you all day long, there's no way it's this or that, but he only knows what he's been taught.
Yeah,
that's all we know is what we've been taught.
Yeah, exactly. And we just have to take their word for it.
Yeah,
unless we go out and do it ourselves. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Man.
But I've also connected other things to him in this movement, even time travel. I have evidence, the Voynich manuscript, patents by him, and another guy named John Quincy St. Clair, known as John number 17.
Oh yeah, he's on a lot of those patents.
Yeah. And I have evidence of those patents on video, some of them. Like the walking through walls one. I have a Bigfoot being phasing through the wall of my house.
Wow.
I mean, that's evidence enough. I think I showed you that video. Remember? Wasn't that pretty mind blowing?
Yeah, it was. The face was there. Yeah.
I mean, it's mind blowing. It's on my channel, Our Cloak Dancing World. It's like the second to last video I released, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And it's at the end is where you want to watch the last 30 seconds. Slow it down. I mean, it's there the whole time when I'm zooming in and out of that area, but it was behind me, and my phone's got a pop-up camera. I was on my couch and I could feel it behind me, so I turned on the camera and I popped it up and I zoomed in on it.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. I just wonder what stuff's around us all the time that we're just not able to film.
Yeah, well, I mean, nature is like this lady that was presenting here just a little bit ago. That when I heard what she said, it made me think that's exactly what nature's doing. It's like these beings out there. I call them, nature beings, Bigfoot. They're able to literally take apart their energy, go into things, and then come put themselves back together again. Like it's like they can do that, and they moving all around, and that's why it's hard to see them, because they're literally can move. They're moving like hyperspace fast, like in and out. Like so they can literally tear their body apart and disappear, like into thin air, and into the energy around them. They can like embed themselves elsewhere.
Yeah, you were saying like in a tree or in a.
Yeah, but
like they could be like.
Yeah, so I mean, and like even there's another Tesla quote about that, about the beans out there. He talks
Oh
about
my
them in
God.
one of his quotes. He talks about everything that you could think of this man. I mean, it's just mind blowing.
Yeah. Well, hey man, we're gonna start wrapping this up.
Yep.
We're gonna
We
eat
got
some
jokes.
dinner. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks
on.
for having
Thank
me,
you
man.
so much, man.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Guys, thanks for tuning in. We're gonna go eat some food, and we have a hopefully a fun night ahead of us. Becky Lou, will you come show off your hoodie real quick?
Oh yeah, you gotta get this hoodie.
She's
This
wrapping
is-
us.
This is the William Tompkins hoodie. Actually, we made for Secret Space Program Month, and these are his designs that he was drawing for these black budget programs. So we put them on a shirt and in memory of William Tompkins. It's awesome. First time I've seen it on someone else.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Well,
Really great. Yeah, the
Thank
promo code was it CGI Joe?
CGI
CGI Joe, 20,
Yeah.
15%.
15% off.
what it is.
Yeah,
15%.
Teespring. Yeah.
Get two.
Get
Yeah,
one,
it's a
get
great
two.
hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
guys.
All right. See you later.
See ya.
All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up and eat some dinner. So thank you for tuning in. Sorry we weren't able to pay attention to the chat too much, but
But we love you all.
we love you
and
all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your messages that we didn't read.
Yeah, exactly. Good night, guys, and we will see you probably next week from Sedona
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Great Family Like
We'll
Getting.
see you from Sedona.
Tickets are still available. If you want to come hang out with us, grab one and head down there. Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.
I'll show you guys later that quote. It's amazing when you put